over to Dan, who's in New Jersey. Dan, it's good to have you with us tonight. How can we help?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to get your opinions, if possible, on a few players. I feel kind of good about a couple of my drafts. I got a good mix of some young and some old guys. I guess, first part, do you feel guys like, J.D. Martinez's, the Trevor Bauers, the Shane Greens, maybe even, Shoemaker, could keep it up for the rest of this season?
I mean, if we're looking at, hey, can they repeat what they did in their first start? I mean, obviously no. I mean, Shane Green was spectacular and Bauer was very, very good. We talked about Bauer yesterday, Ray, and I think there's going to be a lot of games where his control knocks him out in the fourth inning. And I think he's going to have back and forth. He will be dynamic, but good luck trying to choose when those starts are. Green is a little more serviceable for my purposes, but remember, this is Minnesota he was up against. And yes, he looked very good yesterday, but he's still totally unproven in terms of can this guy go 180 innings. So you're going to have some issues there. As for J.D. Martinez, Ray, maybe the power's legit, but I don't think the overall game of what he put up last season is very legit. And then Shoemaker, I know you were very down on him. You said you'd rather have James Paxton, I think, over Matt Shoemaker. Wasn't that right yesterday?
Yep.
Yeah, so those are four guys. I know you like Green, and to an extent you like Bauer, but certainly with those two, let's not get crazy with what they can be this season.
Yeah, and this is why I always write the article, and people, Ray, why are you so negative all the time? I'm trying to manage expectations with people, because what happens is people's perception of players gets totally thrown. It's like we had an earthquake, we lost all power, and the world is a mess because the internet doesn't work. It's like it's mayhem. We're running around in the dark, we don't have any lights. So, J.D. Martinez, and player profile, fantasynarm.com/profiles, I broke down J.D. Martinez. He can't be as good as he was last year. He was Miguel Cabrera last year. He can't do that again. Come on, he can't. It's impossible. Bauer has a huge arm. There's all kinds of questions about, his ability to consistently throw strikes. And one effort doesn't change that. Yeah, he didn't give up any hits. Yeah, he got strikeouts. He walked 5 guys and only went through 6 innings. So that's a perfect microcosm. That was as good as Bauer can do, and he still only went through 6 innings because of his control issues. Shane Green, I'm a huge fan of, and I had a bunch of people patting me on the back today for the Shane Green call, which I love, and thank you very much. But every person that said that, my response was, it's one start. Like, I'm not doing cartwheels over here. I'm happy. Good. It started out well. And if he had gone out and given up 5 runs in 5 innings, I would still be fine. It doesn't. Yeah. And this is what you and I fight all the time.
It's something I brought up. Like, nobody remembers. Like, Corey Kluber's the famous one. Nobody remembers that in April, he was a below-average pitcher. At the end of April, Corey Kluber was sitting with like a 5 ERA, and I think he was a 500 record. He was like 2-2. And so, Ray, that just screams how long this season is. Your AL Cy Young winner, the guy who came out of nowhere, was probably getting dropped at the end of last April.
There were people that, after the season was over, said to me, I wish I would have listened to you when you said, hold on to Kluber on April 25th, because I dropped him. Yeah, it happened. And, let's just pull back and say this about these guys. You should give starting pitchers, in my opinion, about 50 innings, 8 to 10 starts before you start panicking or totally believing. And with the hitters, you got to give them about 150 at-bats. And the problem is, there are about 2/3 of the people listening right now would never do that. 2/3 of the people listening right now would never hold on to a guy that's hitting 220 halfway into May. They're not doing it. They would never hold on to a pitcher with an ERA of 4.8 through 10 starts. They would never do it. And in so doing, you're not giving your players time for these things to marinate. Hot streaks, cold streaks right now are huge because you look and the guy's ERA is 8 or his batting average is 73. If this happens in the middle of June, you don't even notice it's happening. So have some patience, please.
Let's hit the break here. More phone